Over these waves have come to the shores of Ceylon travelers and merchants, invaders and conquerors. Across these seas have blown the winds of change, transforming the face of this ancient land. Old occupations, old crafts, old skills. Outside the cities and towns, rural life goes on in its quiet, steady rhythm. Unspoilt by man, the beauty of nature survives. The austere dignity of the hills, the careless profusion of the waterfall, headstrong streamlet among the boulders, the placid loveliness of the river. Under the bright sun, life is vivid and abundant, teeming in plant and flower, in beast and bird. From the natural world around him, the craftsman of Ceylon gets his motifs and symbols and his love of brilliant color. And nature offers him a variety of materials out of which he makes things of use and beauty.
There are many plants and trees which provide raw material for the craftsman, but the most important is the coconut palm. Every part of the coconut tree is precious. The nut is eaten, but even the husk isn't thrown away. It is soaked in water and left to soften. Then it's beaten with a stick. This is usually done by women, but it's hard and tiring work. Now the coir fibers are ready to be spun into yarn. The next stage is to dye the yarn in bright colors and weave it into matting, rugs and carpets. kind of loom is used to weave coir carpets with their gay patterns. The elephant is a ceremonial animal. As a motif, it is believed to bring good luck. Here it is again on a mat. This kind of mat is woven from the fronds of the Vatakeya plant. In the collar, the leaves of another kind of palm go into the making of hats, handbags, and table mats. It's a long way to Brighton or Miami, but that's where this beach hat may be bound. A distinctive industry of the north of Ceylon is the weaving of baskets from the leaf of the palmyra palm. The lion is the legendary ancestor of the Sinhalese and a national symbol. Deer, peacock and other birds, all motifs from the lovely Dumbara mats of the Candian hill country. The fiber of which these mats are made comes from the long green leaves of the hemp plant.
Says an old mat weaver's song, when the wife has cooked and given you food, set out to pluck neander. Scrape and wash it, and from that neander, take 3 handfuls. To make neander red, take leaves of korakaha, patangi, and alum. To make it yellow, use venibel. To make it black, use aralu and bulu. Take a little combed neander, and for spinning thread, a spindle. Wind the thread upon the spindle, fasten the beam, lay the warp. Sing all the time a kavipada, a meet song for the world, weaving as best you can to make a good mat for tomorrow. Parrots and doves I weave into the mat, parrots maliti salalihini. Knots I tie around the edge of the mat. I will make a mat for Aunt to see. The traditional Dumbara textiles share the same motifs and the same technique of weaving with the mats. Elephants on cloth, elephants in wood. Carved elephants such as these are turned out mainly as curios for tourists.
carvers make statues of the Buddha and ritual masks. Masks are carved out of soft wood, then painted. The finished mask is an impressive and awe-inspiring work of art. To the rhythm of the drum, the masked dancers, impersonating demons, perform the ceremonies that are supposed to exorcise evil spirits. The Ceylon craftsman shows his instinct for colorful decoration in his art of lacquering wood. The resin of the lac insect is mixed with pigment, then applied to the wooden object, which is turned on a lathe. Process, the threads of lac are broken off with the fingernail to make whatever pattern the craftsman wants. Lac work is done in red, yellow, green and black. The sharp contrast between unbroken areas of brilliant color consorts well with the enamel-like quality of the surface. The rich sheen of brass enhances the majesty of the lion symbol on this tray. Brass work is a traditional craft of the Kandyan artificers. The material is sometimes varied by inlaying it with copper or silver. Kandyan metal worker is as expert in silver as in brass. His delicate ornamentation sets off the refined and chaste beauty of the material. Of beaten silver is the circlet that frames the head of the Kandyan dancer as he moves in the rhythms of the ancestral dance. The rivers that flow down to the sea from the hill country carry with them precious stones. Among the river sands, the lucky prospector may find the gem which will make his fortune. To the uninitiated eye, the precious stone in its natural state looks as dull and commonplace as an ordinary pebble. But the art of the cutter and the polisher brings out the flashing beauty that lies concealed within it. The love of jeweled ornaments is a national trait. There are few women, however poor, who do not wear some jewelry. Robert Knox, the 17th century Englishman who was a captive in Ceylon, described the Candian women of his time.
On their arms, silver bracelets, and their fingers and toes full of silver rings. About their necks, necklaces of beads or silver, curiously wrought and engraved, gilded with gold, hanging down so low as their breasts. In their ears hang ornaments made of silver set with stones, neatly engraved and gilded. Gem is a tiny world. Each has its own beauty of form and substance, of radiance and color. But more precious than rubies are the traditions of skill and workmanship which the craftsmen of Ceylon have handed down from generation to generation. To simple materials and familiar things, they bring the touch of beauty. In a mechanized world, they maintain the union of art and labor. In changing times, they keep alive the inheritance of Ceylon's past.